In this video, I'll guide you through how to create manual journals in Xero, whether you're adjusting balances at month end, correcting an error, or recording something that doesn't come from a normal invoice or bill. Manual journals are the tool you'll use. I'll keep this walkthrough clear and practical so you feel confident doing it yourself by the end. First, open your web browser and go to the Xero website. Log into your Xero account as you normally would. Make sure you're in the right organization if you have access to more than one, because any journals you create will affect that specific business. Once you're in Xero, look along the top navigation menu and click on the Accounting tab. This is where most of your core financial tools live, like reports, bank accounts, and of course, journals. From the Accounting menu, look for the option called Manual Journals and click it. This takes you to the area where you can see any existing journals and create new ones. On the Manual Journals page, you'll see a button or link that says New Journal. Go ahead and click New Journal to start setting up a fresh manual journal entry. This opens a form where you'll fill in all the details of the transaction you want to record. At the top, you'll see a field for narration. This is a short explanation or title for the journal, like month-end accrual for utilities, or reclassify expense from office supplies to marketing. Take a moment to write something clear and specific here. Good narration makes life much easier when you or someone else reviews the accounts later, especially during audits or year-end reporting. Next, select the date of the journal. This is the date you want the transaction to hit your accounts, which is usually the effective date of the adjustment, not necessarily the day you're entering it. For example, if you're doing month-end adjustments for March, you'll probably choose a date in March, even if you're entering the journal in April. You'll also see an option for a reversing date. This is optional, but it's very useful for temporary entries like accruals. If you select a reversing date, Xero will automatically create and post an opposite journal on that date to cancel out the original. For example, you might accrue an expense at the end of the month and then reverse it on the first day of the next month when the actual invoice arrives. If you don't need that functionality, you can simply leave the reversing date blank. Now move down to the journal lines. For each line, you'll add a description, choose an account, set the tax rate if applicable, select a region or tracking option if you use tracking categories, and then enter either a debit or a credit amount. The description on each line should briefly explain what that part of the journal is for, such as accrued wages or expense reclassification. When choosing accounts, make sure you select the right ledger accounts for what you're adjusting. Debits and credits must balance, so the total debits at the bottom should equal the total credits. If they don't, Xero won't let you post the journal. Take a moment to double check the amounts, tax settings, and any tracking categories so your reports stay accurate. Once you're happy with everything and the journal is balanced, click Post. Xero will save and post the manual journal to your general ledger, and it will immediately be reflected in your financial reports. If you need to, you can come back to the manual journal screen later to review, edit, or void the journal depending on your permissions and the period status. That's all you need to create a manual journal in Xero, from navigating to the right place, through entering your details, to posting the final entry.